Yeah, I wanted to talk about your relationship with Alex Turner as well. I mean, we'll talk about it on the night, but was he an artist that was hands-on with the artwork type thing?
You know what? Alex was like a very thoughtful guy right from the beginning, and it was kind of almost disarming, because obviously I'd worked with the Cold who were like really young, but really sort of like knew what they were doing and upfront about it. Obviously very polite and all of that sort of thing, but really sort of like direct about their sort of like thing. But Alex was very much sort of like it sort of felt like he was an assimilator, you know. It's like you'd say something and it'd register, he'd repercolate it and then sort of like output it with his sort of like thoughts, having pulled in lots of different sort of like stuff. So I can see that like being the age he was and writing that stuff, that probably happened as soon as he sort of like started entering like high school or even before or something, that all of these things were sort of like pulled in together to start building up a picture of how it could be sort of like be represented. So it was interesting talking to him with that sort of stuff. Obviously, like my recollections of that are probably a little bit blurred now after 20 years. I haven't spoken to him or the rest of the band in a long time since the second album. Um, but it was very open conversation. What do you think about this? Maybe we could do that. Yeah, that might be a good idea. We've been talking with the band. Can we do this? And then, I'd go backstage and show them printouts or little ideas or mock-ups and things like that. And it's like just sort of like very open and, on the phone you get quite a lot of response, but, behind after they've just done a gig and you're saying, well, which color do you like the best? It's like you're not going to get a huge kind of, enthusiastic response about that. And to a certain degree, doing the artwork sort of felt at times like it was another thing that they needed to sort of like tick off in the world of jobs that they kind of needed to do. When really they were lads playing some music and enjoying it from playing in front of the thing. So all this other thing was kind of additional kind of um, fluff, really. But when it came down to the nitty gritty, it's just he's very honest and open with ideas, and not didn't dictate the things that they wanted to do. It's just a really nice experience having a chat with somebody who was open but kind of knew the direction they wanted to go in, and it's quite rare talking to bands who do that. Very definitely rare talking to like 19-year-olds who can do that. No, I know I wasn't like that when I was 19. But like I was saying earlier about writing songs and stuff like that, it's kind of how they get to where they are because they are that way. You know what I mean? It's an interesting thing. Still having like really direct ideas, but open to sort of like having that antenna up that receives ideas and reconfigurates them to send back out again. But yeah, nothing but good experiences with Alex and the rest of the band. So yeah, great.